Welcome, my name's Karen and we're going to do a recreate this look, and I'm going to show you how I use cream highlights and contours. We're going to do a basic highlight and contour, and then I'm going to be using these shades here to recreate a fun fall, almost plum look. So if you love plums and purples and those kind of really gorgeous shades, then stay here and let's get going. So the first thing I'm going to do is grab my 3D foundation and I'm going to contour. And if you've never contoured, I'm going to show you how quick and easy I can highlight and contour and just get this makeup on. So this is cream contour. I have a taller forehead, so I'm applying it up here on my forehead, flick it up into my hairline, and then flick it down to just blend it. Contour from this cream makeup actually becomes part of your foundation. That's what's so great about it. So we're gonna put a little bit right underneath my cheekbone and then just flick that up here just to add some definition to our cheekbones that we already have. We just want to emphasize the positives, right? And then we'll use other shades to filter out things that are bothering us, okay? So speaking of that, this is my highlight shade that I call my camouflage or my color corrector shade, and I tap into that shade and I use it on my eyelids, color correct and filter out any of that excess discoloration, a lot of the purplish kind of blue up on my lids. I like to put a little right here underneath my eyes where I have also more of that bluish purple discoloration. So if you've noticed, I'm actually going in areas that have darker colors, and I'm not adding a light color to them. I'm actually adding a warmer color that will actually filter that discoloration first instead of trying to layer a lot of product on in those areas. Broken capillaries, redness, all of that, I'm using a shade that's going to filter and color correct instead of layering product on, which just doesn't work for us, especially if you're more mature skin like I am. I'm 57. Next I'm going to do is going to grab my main highlight shade. This is like closest to my foundation shade. So I'm going to pick up just a different brush, tap into it. And all of these brushes here that I'm using are made to work with this cream makeup. So it's really important, no matter what makeup you're using, that you actually use a brush that was designed to work with that formula or that type of makeup that you're using, whether it's cream like I'm using, or if it's powder or liquid. Make sure you're using brushes that are made to do that because they're different, right? They're not all created equal or universal, okay? So it's important to do that. So this is a great brush that I'm using for that. It's applying just as you see, tapping in and then tapping and pressing. I'm not doing any swiping. I'm actually just tapping in a little bit of this color where I want my main foundation shade to be. Super simple. One thing I forgot to do is I forgot to contour underneath my jawline, which is one of my favorite places to contour. So what the heck? I'm gonna go back in with that brush here, tap into my contour, and just bring that right up underneath my jaw, underneath the ear, and then contour underneath your jaw. You want to pull it down and back, and that just adds that nice shadow. Again, all we're doing with contouring is we're adding shadow and defining bone structure. That's it. So easy. It's not scary. You can build up contour, you can build up your foundation, you can make it as light or as natural, or if you like more full coverage. That's what's so great about cream. Last, I'm going to go in with my brightener shade. This is my highlight shade that I use as a brightener. It looks probably traditionally like something that you would call a concealer. So it's all the same type of products, but we're just calling them different names. But the big deal that I want you to notice is not what I'm calling it, but where I'm placing it. So I'm going to put some down the bridge of my nose, on the inside of my eye, down along the outside of my nose where there's a natural shadow, a little bit out here to add some lift, but I'm not placing it directly underneath my eye, right underneath where my eye bag is, because I don't want to emphasize that. So wherever I add a shade that's brighter, it's actually going to pull it forward, so that's not what I want to do. But I can put a little bit underneath here, so I might just pull a little under the bag where there's that kind of that shadow that your eye bag can cast, and just put a little bit of brightener there. And that is pretty much it. So now that I have my foundation on, and if you have questions about what I just did, go ahead and put them down here. I'm live actually right now in the chat. So I can, if you've noticed, I'm chatting right with you, texting you back right there. So ask all your questions as we go along. So this is all my SEINT 3D foundation. That's the name of the company. I used my contour and I used 3 cream shades. This one's my color corrector or camouflage shade. This is my main shade and this is my brightener shade. And that's Maggie, by the way, in the back. She's supposed to be helping me by being good girl. She is good girl, but she's barking right now. So we're just gonna keep going because we're live and that's what we need to do. You're okay, girl. Okay, so now we're gonna switch over to this palette that I made. And you know what's so great about this makeup is that this is not a pre-made palette. It's one that I created and you can do the same. So if you have favorite shades of eyeshadow, you can pick those and create it yourself in your own custom palette. If you have lip and cheek colors that you love, tones that you love, cooler tones, warmer tones, you pick and choose what you place inside your custom palette. And that's all done very simply by just commenting the word match and I can get you started. Really easy. Okay, but let's start now with this look here. So I think what I'll do is let's put the lip and cheek color on, which is called Spellbound. So this color is a lip and cheek color of the season called Spellbound. And it is gorgeous. It's a satin shade. So it has, I should have grabbed my one brush. It has a little bit of, I would say this kind of warm plum tone, and it is actually not a matte, not quite as doesn't quite have the formula of a matte, but we call it a satin, so it's in between. So that is such a pretty color. I like to go over the top of it with an illuminator. So this is a cream kind of illuminator, and I'm gonna just go right over the top and turn that satin Spellbound color into a little bit of a frosted lip. And that's what's so great about using cream makeups is that you can mix them together. Cream loves to be mixed with other cream. So the other thing I'm gonna do is use this as a cheek color. So I'm gonna grab this brush that I had used to blend my makeup and I'm gonna tap in to that color and I'm gonna place some of it right here. And depending on how you like to apply your cheek color, whether you want a fuller cheek and apply it here, or if you want to lift and add your cheek color a little bit more lifted up towards your temple, that is all up to you and your face shape and what you like. But look at how pretty that color is. So dark here, but when you blend it out on your cheeks with the proper brushes, you get such a gorgeous color application. And it's buildable, meaning I can keep building up the color. Let's say I wanted a little bit softer for daytime look, but then I'm gonna go out later and I want, it's gonna be evening. I might wanna build up a bit more, so you can just apply more and just do that. So isn't that so pretty? I love it. And the illuminator, not only can you use it, over lip color to accent, you can put a little bit down on the bridge of your nose. Look at that. You can put some at the high points of your cheekbones. This one here is called Angel. So it's like a more kind of sheer, but it has just a little pinch, a little pinch and hint of kind of like a plum pinkish tone. And it's just so, so pretty the way that it just adds a little shimmer when you turn against the light. Now, let's have some fun and let's do our eyeshadow look. So the 4 colors I'm using here, I'm using 2 matte shades, and these are powders, by the way. So these are powder eyeshadows, 2 matte and 2 shimmer shades. And this whole set, along with the 2 eyeshadow brushes I'm using, if you're interested in getting the details on it, like a free resource, just comment 5L. So 5L, and I'll get that sent out to you. So that'll give you like the tip sheet, the how-to, all of the colors I use, their names, the names of the brushes, and all the good stuff. So you can comment that anytime, and that'll get sent to you as a free resource just for kind of being here, so which I appreciate. And again, at any time, just keep asking questions, and I'm answering them as we go along. So let's go ahead and start with a really cool tip. If you haven't seen it yet, I posted it on my social media feeds, but we're gonna use paper tape for our eyeshadow look. So this is just paper tape from the drugstore. This one's like a, kind of like, I guess like a first aid tape. So I'm gonna take a little bit off just find tear it off. That's the hardest part. Then what I do is, even though this is safe for your skin and it's not supposed to, you know, it's like a first aid tape, a paper tape, I like to make it a little less tacky by just running my fingers over it. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna use it to help it to place a guide from the end of our lashes to the end of our brow. So usually I just place it right there, end of my brow, and kind of angle it down very gently. Don't push too hard. Just kind of, just lightly tap it there, okay? That was even a little bit of a long piece, but that's okay. We'll just leave it like that. So you can see that I now have it from the end of my lashes to the end of my brow. So let me get another piece. And this is just, like I said, just first aid paper tape. And it really is cool because it's gonna stick to my face, but I don't have to, like, you know, hold a guide up, or, you know, I've done Post-it notes before or drawn a line. So look at how cool this little tip is, this little hack. So again, I'm just running my fingers over it to take the tack out of it so it doesn't pull my, you know, my loose skin. It's not gonna hurt it, but boy, it's not gonna look pretty when I pull it off. So I'm gonna line it up at the end of my brow, and then I'm lining it up down here towards the end of my lashes. And then again, I'm just lightly tapping it, mostly kind of right in here where I'm gonna be applying the eyeshadow, okay? So this is going to become my guides. Why do we care about doing this? Well, when we apply our eyeshadow, we want to stay for a more lifted eyeshadow look between the end of our brow and the end of our lashes. So if you see this, this is where you want to keep all of your eyeshadow from here over. It really is going to make a difference. It's not going to make your eyes look more droopy or downturned. It's going to really give you a lifted look. So let's start. All right, I'm going to grab this brush. It's called the eyeshadow brush, and it's a wonderful brush for doing a full eyeshadow application. This end is great for applying your shades, for blending. And so I'm going to start with this fluted end first. And the color I'm going to start with is a really great matte shade, like a mid-tone. It's a plum shade, matte. This one's called Lullaby, if you're wondering. And again, if you want all the colors and all the tools and everything that I'm using, just comment right now 5L. Just 5 and L right together, and I'll send it out. It'll go out to you, so you don't have to write down the names. It'll all be sent to you with directions and tips and all of that. So the first place I'm going to start is I'm going to come in and place this pretty much as my all-over shade and a little bit of my transition shade. So usually you might do just in your crease and up here, but I'm also going to put this one just very lightly on my eyelid, okay? And then I'm going to tilt my head back, tap in a little more, and I'm going to place that in the crease, my natural crease, and I'm going to just kind of windshield wiper that back. And did you notice I said go ahead and windshield wiper? Because usually I tell you not to do that, but with the tape here, it's preventing me from dragging any color down outside of this guideline. So I can go in and I can just get really great about adding this beautiful color in. Look forward, tilt your head forward, look into your mirror, and then bring that color up onto the brow bone. And again, everything is going to be lifted. So you can flick right onto the tape up towards the angle of your brow. And that's going to become like our transition and our lid shade. Let's do the other side. So tap in. These are all highly pigmented powders. Really great. And I want to tell you, SEINT eyeshadows, the quality for the price and the quantity you get is bar none, compared to a lot of the higher end eyeshadows. These are right up there with them, the amount of pigment that's in here. And then also just the amount you get for the price. I mean, these are like $14 eyeshadows, and you get so much, and they last so long, and they apply so beautifully. Look at the color, look at the pigment that just lasts on there. And you know, I forgot to prime. I forgot to put a little powder on my eyelids to prime them ahead of time, or eyeshadow primer. But even without adding that, you know, non-pro makeup artist, that's me. I'm just your everyday gal. I want to talk about that for a second. I'm a SEINT artist, which means I get to teach and show and represent and sell this amazing makeup, but I'm not a professional makeup artist. And you don't have to be a professional makeup artist to use this makeup, nor do you have to be a professional makeup artist to demonstrate and sell this makeup. The whole point of this type of makeup is that the everyday gal, you and me, we can use it and we can feel and look like we are professional makeup artists. Not as in we went to school, but as in I know how to use the products, and the products I'm using are such high quality that when I apply them, it just looks great. So that was my little blurb about that, my little rant. Anyway, I've been using this makeup though for 4 years, so I feel like I'm very qualified to teach with it and show you, and I'm definitely beyond qualified to color match you. So at any time you're interested in getting your own shades, your main shades that I use to create my foundation, comment match, and I will get that color match to you and help you get started that way. So first things first, like we said, we just did our base shade. Okay, now we're going to go in and we're going to use this color. It's called Coco. It's a kind of a warm, I like a purpley brown, really pretty. And that's going to be my kind of outer corner definition shade. So I'm going to use the same side of this brush because I want it to be a little bit softer. I don't want to go too dark for a daytime look. And I'm going to just lightly tap because it's so pigmented. I'm tapping off excess here. And then I'm going to put it right here in this outer corner and just start to lightly kind of blend it down towards the lashes and kind of in the crease as a little V. Can you see it there? So it's just kind of going here to here, just this little V. So you can, again, because of the tape, I can go right up against the tape and pull it down, and then I can go even from outside of the tape and pull it in. And then with the brush, I can do little circular motions to blend these two shades together, to transition them a little bit more seamlessly just by doing these little circle motions. Okay, it's gonna be so fun when we take this off to reveal. So let's do the other side. So tap off, start out here in this outer pocket corner and just press or swirl a little bit, and then I'm pulling it down to my lashes and then over into the crease, creating this almost like a V or a backwards 7, depending on how you're looking at me, or a forward 7. Can you see it like this? Okay, so we're just doing this and then down. And then take your brush and just let the brush, the eyeshadow brush from SEINT, do the work. It's fluted from the base out so that it just wonderfully blends. It's a application and really great at a blending brush. Okay, there we go. So I've got my main shade and I have in the crease, and then this kind of accent outer shade to add some definition to the outer part of my eyes. And I already put some mascara on too. So I like to do that just because it's so easy to put that on first. All right, so the next thing I'm gonna do is take my finger, I'm gonna rub it into a shimmer shade. And this is, you can use Bend and Snap is a great shade for this. And there's some other gorgeous shades that work, but you're gonna pick this up on your finger and just press that right on your lid. Look at the pigment. And if that's too much, you can just keep kind of blending it, just tapping, you know, and just blend that in. And the nice thing about these shimmers is that they are so pigmented that you don't get a lot of that fallout all over your makeup below your eyes, and it stays on. It almost feels cream-like, but it's powder. Doesn't it look cream-like? But it's so pigmented and so beautiful, all of these colors. So put a little bit there, and I can see this one has a little more shimmer than this side. So I could either blend out one side or add a little bit more to the other. And I love shimmer. And don't let anybody tell you that you can't wear shimmer. I don't care if you're 100 years old. You can put shimmer on your eyes and you can wear it. You just want to use high quality shimmer eyeshadows, and it's just where you place it. So if you just want to put a little dollop of shimmer right there and that's enough, then do that. You know, you just need to really enjoy wearing makeup and enjoy all of these beautiful colors and shimmers and fun things, because we can wear them at any age. The next thing I'm going to do is use, this is called Unicorn, and this is another shimmer. It's a white shimmer, again finely milled. Look at that, look at how pretty that is. Just a really pretty, let me show you here on my hand. Can you see it there? Isn't that pretty? So I'm gonna just take this nubby end of this brush and just tap in, just tap, tap, and I'm gonna pop that right in my tear duct. Just right there, just a little pop, that's it. And try it, just try it. have fun with it. You just never know. You can also put it really high up here underneath your eyebrow. Not on the brow bone, but just a little bit right under the actual eyebrow hair, just to add a little shimmer up there. Avoid putting shimmer on the actual brow bone itself, okay? Shimmer goes on your lid, underneath, or you can put a little bit right here on the inner part of your eye, okay? You can also use darker shimmers as eyeliner and things like that. So just a little pop there, and if that's too much, I'm just gonna take my brush because it's a little bit, you can see how pigmented they are, and I'm just gonna tap a little bit and blend it in. There we go, just a little pop to my eyes. The last thing I'm gonna do is we're gonna also use a little bit of the brown to line our eyes, use it as an eyeliner. But I'm first going to remove the tape, and then I'm gonna use a new brush. It's called the Etch brush, and I'm gonna use it to do a smudgy eyeliner and a more defined stamped on liner at the top. So let's take off the tape, just very gently. Just pull that off. You can see how, look at that. Look at that lift. I mean, it's so defined. Look at that. It's so awesome. Just pull this down. And I always just like to just go like this. And then look, so I have this, I mean, it's like so clean right here and so lifted. Look at those eyes. So to soften it a bit so it's not so severe, I can take my brush that just has a little bit of the makeup on it, still the eyeshadow, and just lightly tap over that area where I had the line. So it's not, still I'm not pulling it down, I'm not windshield wipering it down. I'm just coming in and just softening just this harsh line. Just take that and I'm just flicking it kind of up in here, okay? Just give it a little, just a little bit of a blend, a little bit of a softening of that. But look at the lift that you get with that. Isn't that awesome? All right, so this is called the Etch brush. It's a very squared off, thin brush. See how thin it is? It's square. And the other side here is more domed and very thin. So I'm going to actually take this smaller end, tap it in to the Coco, and I'm going to do a smudgy under eye, under my eyelashes. And this gives me so much control to do more of a smoky, kind of smudgy, soft brown or any color. I mean, I could smudge with this color, but I'm going to use the brown, the Coco, and smudge that underneath the lashes. You see that? So easy, so controlled. And then this side of the squared off brush, I'm going to tap in. Now, to make it a little bit, if you want it to just be a powdery eyeshadow, you can leave it just dry, but I actually like to just put a little tiny bit of water or a little bit of setting spray and just tap the brush, not very much. I'm saying just the little amount. We're not soaking this brush, we're just getting it lightly damp. And then you're gonna tap into the color of eyeshadow you wanna turn into an eyeliner. And I'm tapping straight in on the raw, you know, the edge, the squared off edge. And then I'm gonna come in and you can just drag it, kind of do a little tiny, almost like little dash across here, right? And look at that. Tap in again. Okay, so I have it right on the very thin face of it. And then I'm gonna come in and just from the outer in, I'm doing these little dashes, like almost little dash marks, just dash, dash. Okay, you can also press or stamp it on. But look at that. Look at how clean and nice that eyeliner went on. And it's just my powder. It's just the same eyeshadow powder. I don't need to have another eyeliner. It's just really nice to do that. And that's called the Etch brush. And it's double-ended. I mean, how fun to have double-ended multi-purpose brushes. Okay, so we did all that. Now let's take a look and make sure that everything is even and cleaned up, but I don't have to go back and clean anything up on the outsides here, do I? It's completely set up for success by using a little paper tape. And so you just learned a really fun new tip. Maybe it's new, maybe it's not to you, but let me know. So how do you like this look? Is this something that you think you would love to do? Are these, let's go on this side. These colors here, if you want to know the specific names, this is all Saint makeup. just comment 5L and I'll send you my free resource that gives you the links to everything, this actual little pre-made palette. You can switch out colors, you can create your own at any time, which is so fun. And then it will also send you information on these two brushes I use, the eyeshadow brush and the etch brush. And then if you're, just so easy tips, hints on the paper tape, how I use it, directions and all of that. If this was helpful to you, please comment and let me know. Please share it with a friend. And of course, follow me if you are enjoying over 50 makeup tips from a non-pro makeup artist, because you don't have to be a professional makeup artist to have fun with makeup and, I don't know, look like you are. I think I am. I'm pretty proud of it. I have fun with it. And if you're interested in a color match, just comment the word match and I will get you color matched to your own custom shades so that you can try this makeup yourself. Have a great day and thanks again for joining my live. Keep commenting even after the replay. Ask your questions and I'll be answering them for you. Have a great day. Thanks.